let me be the first to say I'm sorry.
I'm very worried. You're building this up a lot.
This is Cinderella
I love Cinderella.
by Phoenix Games.
So is it not going to be something I love?
Nope.
Okay, I'm ready.
If anything, it'll blow out your love for the thing.
Is this the one that they, like, critique it and make it...
Worse.
Okay, just do it.
First off, let's just get your first opinion on the picture. Welcome to Phoenix Games.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
First off, this is a video game.
A Cinderella video game?
At the loosest term of the word. Where it's just, it mostly says on the video part.
Did someone...
Someone
what year did this came out? Like, who
in the 2000s.
Who would buy it?
Apparently enough people so that Phoenix Games has made like about at least 7 of these.
Really?
Seven games, like, for example, Adventures of Pinocchio, Peter Pan, and Snow White and the 7 Clever Boys.
Oh, you can't say dwarves.
Yeah, you can.
Is that offensive?
But they said Clever Boys because their title shows the Disney Snow White. And guess what? Yeah, and that Snow White appears nowhere. This one also did that with Cinderella. But guess what? Look at that. Does it look like Cinderella's anywhere in there?
No, she is.
Anyways, let's begin.
Okay.
On the PlayStation 2.
Listen, the beautiful butterfly still tells us more wonderful stories. Sometimes it's a story about the cat that used to smoke a pipe, or about how a prince was turned into a frog. All sorts of stories. You don't believe me? I'm not lying. That is what it whispered today in my
He's
ear.
on drugs.
Everyone should listen, even those who
You know, Cinderella, Metropolis City.
There is a country, and in that country,
You know, Cinderella, Cars.
people are always in a hurry.
Looks exactly like Cinderella.
Hard-working bees. And when sport competitions are on, everybody goes to watch them. Cars race along the streets and planes fly through the blue sky. The city buzzes just as a beehive.
I'm so
Not long
confused. How
ago,
is this
in the
Cinderella?
suburbs of Rushton, lived a good-natured widower with his child, a beautiful young girl. One day he got married, and that is when the trouble started. His new wife was a very haughty woman, and she was lazy and selfish. She had 2 daughters of her own. They were both very plain and wore gaudy makeup on their faces. They were quite horrible. The young girl was much prettier and cleverer than her stepsisters.
Yeah, I'd
Wow,
say.
gorgeous.
Hated
Yeah.
her with all her heart. For punishment, she kept the young girl busy by giving her lots of work to do in the house. Soon, the poor young girl was covered in dirt and grime because she never had any spare time to wash her face.
Do they not go to
or
school?
even take a bath during the day. That was why they called her Cinderella.
Because her face is
She was
dirty.
covered in soot from the cold cinders in the fireplace.
Totally, right?
Huh.
One beautiful hot day, there was a loud din in the street outside.
Why is there, like, city in the background
It
of
was
these
the
old
prince's
houses?
messenger who had come to announce to the whole city some wonderful news. Listen. Prince
Wearing, like,
Rushton invites all citizens to attend a royal ball tonight.
This is the best lip syncing I've ever
Cinderella's
seen.
household
He's
almost
wearing, like,
boiled
a
over from the
hip
preparations for
2000s
the ball.
outfit.
When did when did that stepsister get gray hair and then immediately go to blonde?
That was the sister?
Yep.
Covered the spots with powder.
That it's also the sister. The one that looks like a boy in the wig.
Like sprites in dresses.
What the
Poor
heck?
Cinderella spent the whole day running back and forth, waiting on the conceited
This
girls.
animation's so bad.
And when evening came, the The stepmother and her daughters climbed into the hire car and went to the prince's
Where's the
castle,
video game part?
leaving at
This
home
is like
an
a
unhappy
story.
and exhausted Cinderella.
Welcome to Phoenix
all
Games.
alone. Then,
Ah, the fairy
a
godmother.
distinguished lady appeared before Cinderella. She had a gentle, beautiful face and charming smile. It was her wonderful fairy godmother, Angela. I know
Angela?
what you want, my dear child. You would like to go to the ball tonight at the castle. But I don't
That is
have
the
a
most
nice dress.
feminine voice I've ever
Oh my
heard.
God.
Go to the garden and get me the biggest pumpkin. Cinderella went straight
This literally
outside
made me
and
laugh,
chose the biggest
laugh
pumpkin
like
in the
hell
garden.
when I first saw this.
The godmother used her magic wand and turned the pumpkin into a smart carriage.
You know, a carriage! A freaking, you know, a freaking Chrysler.
Ball gown. Remember to come
This is-
back
there's
home
no way this is
before
real.
midnight.
It is.
When the clock strikes midnight, all of my magic
It
will
is.
disappear.
What the heck?
Cinderella
This is all
climbed into
real.
the elegant carriage, and moments later arrived.
You know,
at the
elegant
castle.
carriage.
She walked timidly up the huge stairs and stepped into the bright ballroom. All the guests immediately turned and looked at her, charmed by her beauty.
You know, ballroom.
Cinderella froze.
Disco. What the? Is that the
Ah, the
prince?
wonderful
Who are
prince.
you, beautiful
Does he
young
have
lady?
purple hair?
I cannot tell you just yet, she replied, scarcely believing the prince was talking to her. Suddenly, the clock started to chime the midnight hour. Cinderella,
Oh my
remembering the
gosh.
fairy godmother's warning, wrenched herself from the prince's arms and flew from the castle, leaving one golden slipper on the stairs as she ran.
Golden
The
slipper?
prince was very
Not
sad
glass.
because his new love had
Golden
disappeared.
slipper.
Found the slipper on the stairs.
This is horrible.
The next morning, the sound of
I feel like you're
royal
not even that
trumpets
sorry.
woke the whole city.
Oh, I'm not sorry because this is actually the best one.
Search for the mysterious
How,
beauty.
is this the only one I'm watching?
Yes,
Phew.
His messenger knocked on all the doors of the city.
this is the best one.
Inside.
He's riding a freaking motorcycle.
Mm-hmm. This is the best one.
Good morning, madam. Could you try on this?
At least
gold
this
slipper?
one's kind of voice acted.
Unfortunately, the gold slipper was either too large, or too small, or too narrow, or too broad for any of the women's feet. That evening, the exhausted messenger knocked at the door where Cinderella lived. Does any young ladies live here? Of
Would he say
course, the big
ladles?
fat feet of the two stepdaughters did not fit the golden slipper.
What a wonderful thing,
Are
isn't
these all of
this?
your daughters, madam? Everyone was amazed when it fitted her foot perfectly. At that same moment, Cinderella magically turned back into the princess, and the happy prince immediately asked her to marry him. Less than 3 weeks later, a great wedding was held in the castle, and the whole of Russia
That is
threw a gigantic party.
The whole of Russia threw a gigantic party.
The people stopped
They don't
being in
look
a
very
hurry,
Russian.
and the skyscrapers seemed to smile in the sun.
The skyscrapers. What the heck was that?
That was Cinderella by Phoenix Games.
Was their budget negative $15?
Probably.
Oh my god, that was horrible. It was nothing like the real Cinderella. Which is fine. They could make their own spin on it. But it was like a mix of old-fashioned, old-timey with modern 2000s
Disco.
with crazy hair and...
Now, I will just say this. This is the best one. This is the best of the Phoenix Games reactions.
Yikes.
This is the best of all of them. I'm not even joking.
Maybe he should look into a different career path if that's the games.
Don't worry. This was a full-price PlayStation 2 game.
Yeah.
$59.99.
So people bought it.
Yep.
I wonder what the online reviews say.
Take a guess.
Not good.
We'll see you guys next time for the next one.